mahigit 100 confidential activities ang sinasabing pinondohan at nagresulta sa aktual na paglabas. Panipaniwalang ebidensya na magpapatuloy ng mga aktibidad na pinondohan ay tunay na nangyari. Kapag pinagsama-sama ang mga ito at iba pang mga aligasyon sa complaint, ang mga sumusunod na transaksyon is not a simple irregularity, but a pattern that raises serious questions not only on the use, but more importantly on the possible misuse and abuse of public funds.
Hi MGA Boss, huwag niyo kalimutan mag-like, share, subscribe para lagi kayong updated mga boss sa mga balita sa ating bansa. Kaya ano pa, back to the news, mga bossing. Hi mga boss, another video tayo at eto na nga si Representative Leila de Lima at binigay ng mga tamang tanong para sa mga misused funds ni VP Sara Duterte. At ano nga ba dapat mangyari laban dito?
We are anchoring today's clarificatory hearing not on mere speculation, but on two verified complaints, the Sabalia et al. And the Cabrera complaint, both duly filed, endorsed, and found by this committee to be sufficient in form, substance, and in grounds. Ibig sabihin po, hindi ito basta-bastang paratang dahil ang mga complaints na ito ay dumaan sa itinakdang proseso at nakitaan ng sapat na batayan upang dinggin ng committee ito at umabot sa stage na ito, which is the clarificatory hearing to determine probable cause. At sa puntong ito, hindi na po natin maaaring isantabi ang mga aligasyon bilang haka-haka lamang. Hindi po ito gawa-gawa. Hindi po ito political harassment. Ito ay mga aligasyong may kalakip na ebidensya na nararapat suriin. At dito po papasok ang panunumpa ng isang lingkod bayan. Noong 2022, noong siya ay mahalal bilang pangalawang Pangulo, the Vice President swore that she will faithfully and conscientiously fulfill her duties as Vice President of the Philippines, preserve and defend the Constitution, execute its laws, do justice to every man, and consecrate herself to the service of the nation. Ang panunumpang ito ay hindi isang seremonya lamang. Ito ay isang malinaw na panata ng katapatan, integridad at pananagutan sa sambayanan. The complaints before us are grounded on documents, audit findings, and a discernible pattern of transactions that raise serious constitutional questions. Malinaw ang focus natin sa unang bahagi ng pagdinig na ito to shed light on the use or abuse of confidential funds. Ayon sa Sabalia et al. Complaint, may isang malinaw na narrative, a sequence of acts that taken together point to the possible misuse and abuse of confidential funds by the Office of the Vice President and the Department of Education kung saan siya ay nagsilbing kalihim. Hindi po iisang disbursement lamang ang ating pinag-uusapan. Hindi ito isolated incident lamang, kundi sunod-sunod at magkakaugnay ng mga transaksyon na kailangang siyasatin ng masusik. In particular, in paragraphs 22 to 71 and 142 to 255 of the Sabalia et al. Complaint, nakasaad ang mga ultimate facts tungkol sa maling paggamit ng confidential funds ng Office of the President. Sa paragraph 72 to 91 and 256 to 267 of the Sabalia Complaint naman po nakalahad mga ultimate facts tungkol sa maling paggamit ng confidential funds ng Department of Education. Halimbawa po, sa paragraphs 198 to 204 of the Sabalia Complaint, inilahad na sa loob lamang ng mga araw mula December 13 hanggang December 31, 2022, mahigit 100 confidential activities ang sinasabing pinondohan at nagresulta sa aktual na paglabas ng confidential funds. Particular, Madam Chair, on December 23, 2022, more than 100 recipients allegedly got a total amount exceeding 15 million pesos. At kinabukasan, December 24, 2022, 40 recipients ang sinasabing tumanggap naman ng mahigit 5 million pesos. Ayon din sa complaint, ang mga disbursement na ito ay hindi suportado ng sapat at kapanipaniwalang ebidensya na magpapatuloy ng mga aktibidad na pinondohan ay tunay na nangyari. Kapag pinagsama-sama ang mga ito at iba pang mga aligasyon sa complaint, ang mga sumusunod na transaksyon, ang mga sunod-sunod na transaksyon na may malalaking halaga ang paggamit ng mga pangalang hindi mapatunayan o kaduda-duda the fictitious or unverifiable identities, at kakulangan ng ebidensya ng proper disbursement in accordance with established guidelines, what emerges is not a simple irregularity, but a pattern that raises serious questions not only on the use, but more importantly on the possible misuse and abuse of public funds. In relation to these ultimate facts, Madam Chair, there are certain matters which we need to clarify from the invited resource persons relating to how VP Duterte, in conspiracy with Special Disbursement Officer Gina Acosta, Colonel Dennis Nolasco, Colonel Dante Lachica, and Ramil Madriaga, among others, committed a series of acts of malversation and a pattern of violations of relevant regulations pertinent to the use, disbursement, and liquidation of confidential funds. Kaya naman po natin inimbitahan ang mga resource persons natin ngayong araw. Una, inimbitahan po natin si Attorney Cynthia Pantonal, the Notary Public, who notarized the affidavit dated November 29, 2025 of Mr. Ramil Madriaga to present and identify the duly notarized affidavit of Mr. Madriaga attached as Annex A of both the Sabalia et al. And the Cabrera complaints. Pangalawa, si Mr. Ramil Madriaga mismo, kaugnay sa kanyang affidavit as Annex A of both complaints. Pangatlo, si Ms. Marivic Pareja, ang archives custodian ng House of Representatives, who was requested to bring videos and transcripts pertaining to the hearings conducted by the House Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability. Pang-apat, representatives of the National Bureau of Investigation Questioned Documents Division in relation to their previous examination of acknowledgement receipts used for the liquidation of confidential funds. Panglima, ang representative ng Philippine Statistics Authority in relation to the certification dated December 8, 2024, attached as Annex AA of the Sabalia et al. Complaint, and likewise attached as Annex Q of the Cabrera complaint, and the certification dated December 11, 2024, attached as Annex CC of the Sabalia et al. Complaint, and likewise attached as Annex F of the Cabrera complaint. Pang-anim, si Attorney Gloria Camora, ang team leader ng Intelligence and Confidential Funds Audit Office ng Commission on Audit, or COA, or ICFAO, in relation to the submissions of OVP and DepEd to the COA relative to the use of confidential funds. Naimbitahan rin po si Attorney Michael Wesley Powa, who, according to paragraph 269 of the Sabalia et al. Complaint, testified before the House Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability that he had previously received envelopes directly from Vice President Sara Duterte. He is also the signatory to the Department of Education's reply to the Audit Observation Memorandum number 2024-015 dated February 1, 2024, submitted to the COA on 17 April 2024, attached as Annex Q to the Sabalia complaint. Malinaw po dapat sa ating lahat. Ang confidential funds na pinag-uusapan natin ay pera ng taong bayan. Mahigit 600 million pesos po ito na ipinagkatiwala kay Vice President. Hindi hiwalay ang impeachment proceedings na ito sa kalagayan ng taong bayan. Magkaugnay po ito because this is the people's money we're talking about. Kaya kapag may aligasyon ng maling paggamit ng pondo, hindi po ito maliit na bagay. Hindi ito simpleng technical or accounting issue or just deficiencies in documentary requirements. This is a matter of public trust. Ito ay usapin ng pananagutan sa taong bayan. Beyond the issue on confidential funds, nariyan rin po ang iba pang equally important issues. Nariyan po ang ultimate facts on bribery as explained in paragraphs 92 to 99 and 268 to 280 of the Sabalia et al. Complaint. Unexplained wealth as explained in paragraphs 107 to 109 and 285 290 of the Sabalia et al. Complaint, and destabilization and threats as explained in the paragraphs 136 to 141 and 281 to 284 of the Sabalia et al. Complaint. Ang mga ito po ay nangangailangan rin ng masusing pagsusuri ng komiteng ito. In relation to this, Inimbitahan po natin ngayong araw ang mga sumusunod na resource persons. Representative ng Office of the Ombudsman, kaugnay sa Statements of Assets, Liabilities, and Net Worth or SALNs ng Vice Presidente. Representative of the Bureau of Internal Revenue, kaugnay sa mga BIR records ni Vice President Duterte, ng kanyang asawa at mga negosyong konektado sa kanila. Representative of the Securities and Exchange Commission, kaugnay sa mga corporate documents ng mga negosyong konektado kay Vice President Duterte. And representative of the National Bureau of Investigation, kaugnay sa mga video containing the alleged threats, the plot to assassinate the President, the former Speaker, and the First Lady. Let us be clear. Sabi nga po ng ating chair, we are not here today to prejudge or to determine already the guilt or innocence of the respondent. Hindi po tayo narito upang agad magdeklara ng pagkakasala. We are here because the Constitution commands us to act. Ang ating tungkulin ngayon ay suriin kung mayroon bang probable cause upang ma-impeach si VP at litisin sa Senado bilang impeachment court. Malinaw po, narito tayo ngayon para alamin kung dapat bang umusad ang proseso ng pananagutan. Today is about accountability to the Filipino people. At kung ang mga complaints na nasa atin ngayon ay may sapat na bigat, kung ang mga alegasyon ay may sapat na batayan, hindi po natin maaaring baliwalain ang mga ito. We are here to determine if indeed public trust has been betrayed by the Vice President and consequently determine probable cause and impeach her. Maraming salamat po.